What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into Jay's Trident Podcast series preview for the Mariners and Guardians coming up here. Series starts tomorrow. Not going to be a super long video. I say that could be 30 minutes, but the Mariners just saw the Guardians last week, so there's not much to get into. In fact, two of the three pitchers are the same pitchers we saw last week. Only Zach Plesac is a different pitcher than that pitched in the series against the Mariners. So not a whole lot to get into. We know Cleveland. In fact, not only did the Mariners just play Cleveland last week, they also played Cleveland towards the end of the season last year a lot. So this is a team the Mariners are really familiar with. So there's no secrets here. It'll be the first road series of the season for the Mariners. Let's get into a little breakdown. Starting with the pitching matchups, we will have on Friday, tomorrow, Logan Gilbert goes against Aaron Civale. A rematch from last Saturday in which Civale won. The Mariners lost that game 2-0. He shut down the Mariners. High ERA last year for Civale, but he's certainly capable. He's a good pitcher, and he showed that on Saturday. So the Mariners will have their hands full in Game 1. Cleveland's a good pitching team. Like I said, the Mariners and Guardians are built very similar. They're built on the backs of good pitching and enough good hitting that you don't have a black hole on offense. But it's, you're leaning on that run prevention versus the run scoring. So that's your matchup on Friday. Saturday, we've got Marco Gonzalez against Cal Quantrill, another rematch from Sunday. The Mariners were able to hit Quantrill pretty good in the game and chased him, I think, in the fifth inning of that game. I don't have the box score up here. I'd have to go back and look at it. Also, if you want, go back and watch my previous post-game videos from the Guardians series. That also has some info, so if you're not sure how those games went, I recapped them in my post-game videos. So that's a rematch from Saturday. That'll be Saturday afternoon. I thought Marco was okay on Sunday. He gave up the 3-run home run to Zunino that didn't get out by much. So he was close to having an effective start. So we'll see how he does on Sunday. Certainly the Mariners' worst starting pitcher, though, at the moment. And then that's Saturday. And then Sunday, George Kirby and I said Zach Plesac. Is it Zach Plesac? It is Zach Plesac. Okay. It sounded too like Zach Plesac. Like I was like, wait, is that it? I forgot now. So it's George Kirby against Plesac. Plesac struggled in his first outing in Oakland. And Kirby, while, throwing strikes and doing that well, he got hit up pretty well by the Angels, including that big 2-run home run he gave up to Shohei Ohtani. So two pitchers that are certainly better than their ERAs indicate so far this season. We'll go at it on Sunday. Listen, the Guardians are a team that they're not a big power team. We know that they had one of the least amount of home runs hit last year, but they've got enough. Like, you've still got Jose Ramirez there, and you've got Josh Bell, and they have Mike Zunino. So you've got guys that have the power, and you've got a lot of scrappy hitters around them. Guys like Jimenez. Gonzalez got some pop. Naylor's a good hitter with some pop. You have Rosario. You've got Kwan. Miles Straw is a guy with a lot of speed that doesn't have to hit the ball far to get on base. We saw how scrappy Cleveland can be when they took 3 out of 4 opening series in Seattle. A lot of guys that just, like I said, they're not I wouldn't consider them a great offense, but they're a scrappy bunch. Like, Kwan with the 5 RBIs on Friday. Didn't hit a whole lot of balls hard. That's not a knock or anything on him, but they find a way. They find the right holes in the defense. They don't strike out a ton, so, they're going to keep the ball in play. They're going to put the game in motion. I'm not trying to sound cliche and old school here, but it's what they do, and it works, and they put the pressure on. So the Mariners pitchers, while not going up against maybe the best offense in the league, definitely have their hands full in this one. The Mariners bats don't get a break from good pitching in this series. They've seen a lot of good pitching to start the year. Like I said, I know Civale's numbers were down last year, but he's still a solid pitcher. Quantrill was really good last year. Plesac's win-loss record is really poor last year, but he's got good stuff. And certainly better win-loss record doesn't mean anything. You can, we've seen bad pitchers have good win-loss records and good pitchers have bad win-loss records. So the Mariners will have their hands full again with that Guardians pitching staff. And, that core of the Mariners, Julio, Gino, and Ty France, kind of maybe the big three you'd consider them, are hitting just fine to start the year. Julio's hitting .333. Or no, this is against, I think this is a pitching matchup thing. I don't think this is the actual numbers. I apologize. I'm reading off numbers against Savali there. But Julio, Gino, and Ty France off to really good starts. Teoscar Hernandez did have the 2 home run game against the Angels. But other than that, he's off to a slow start. And really everybody else, Cal Raleigh's off to a nice start too. So the core, you would say, on the Mariners, like I said, Gino, Cal, Ty, Julio, kind of the big 4, are hitting well. Everybody else has got to start getting going, though. Like I said, good to see Teoscar hit those 2 home runs, but they need more consistency. I don't think Jarred Kelenic has looked bad so far. I think he's had some nice at-bats. He's got a couple hits on the season. He's off to a better start than he was last year. But they need him to, step up and have a couple big games. Colton Wong is off to a really slow start. So guys like that, if they can kind of pick up the slack, I think the Mariners are going to be fine. Like I said, the core of the offense is doing okay, and I'm not worried about Teoscar Hernandez. He's going to hit. He's going to be streaky. I've talked about that in all my videos. He's going to have series where he just carries him with the long ball. So I'm not worried about him. He'll get going. Not really worried about Colton Wong either. He's got the track record. Would really love to see Jarred Kelenic have a big series. And not just like, oh, he's 1 for 3 with a single. Oh, he was 0 for 2 with a walk. Where it's like, hey, he had some good at-bats, but not a lot to show for it. I want to see like a 3 for 4 with 2 doubles day from Jarred Kelenic. I want to see him drive in some runs. You know what I mean? I really want to see him help take that next step. I think J.P. Crawford's actually been okay this year. He's hitting 9th. Like, you don't need him to be a stud. And he's had some good at-bats. He battles. He gets into some good counts. He had a hit. I think he had a hit yesterday. He had 2 hits the night before, I think, or in the first game of the series against the Angels. So he's doing okay at the bottom of the order. He's doing what you expect from a 9-hole hitter and still playing his good defense. The Mariners aren't going to face a lefty in this series, are they? Please that no, they're facing 3 righties. So you're probably not going to see a lot of A.J. Pollock, probably not going to see a lot of Tom Murphy, probably not going to see a lot of Sam Haggerty in this series. And I think the Mariners are better suited against righties, to be honest. I know against lefties, you get Gino, Teo, Julio all hitting righty against left-handed pitching, which is great. But those guys hit righties pretty well too, and Ty France. But against righties, they're able to get, Kelenic versus Pollock, maybe you could debate that. But then against the lefties, you've got that Pollock, Murphy, Haggerty, Hummel, whatever it is, bottom of the order that's just really struggled so far for the Mariners. Curious to see what they do at DH. I would probably give A.J. Pollock a start in the outfield. He's off to a pretty nice start. He's got a couple home runs, and I'd have Teoscar Hernandez DH a couple games. I think that might be one way to get that DH spot going. We're only 7 games in, but so far, Tommy La Stella, Cooper Hummel, whoever it's been, Tom Murphy, have just struggled so far out of the gate. And that's going to be a question because, you look at the other side of the field, and you got Josh Bell, and Josh Bell isn't someone that I expect to light the world on fire, but he was someone the Guardians got pretty cheap. That's someone the Mariners could have gone out and gotten to put in that DH role. So definitely that's going to be a spot for the Mariners where they need someone to step up. I think the best bet, I think the best possible lineup right now for the Mariners is obviously Cal at catcher, Ty at first, Colton Wong at second, JP at short, Gino at third, Kelenic in left, Julio in center, AJ Pollock in right, and Teoscar Hernandez DHing. I think some form of AJ Pollock Hernandez is your best offensive production. I like Tom Murphy. He's looked bad to start the year. And listen, remember, Tom Murphy's missed a year of play. So I think we got to give him a little time to get back in the swing of things a little bit. I know he was there for spring training, but it's spring training. So I do think he'll hit. He's got a good track record. I like Sam Haggerty. I think he can hit lefties decently. And when he gets on the base paths, he's going to score. Like he's going to put the game in motion a little bit. And he can leg out infield hits. Not wild so far on Cooper Hummel or Tommy La Stella. Not showing me a lot. Although Cooper Hummel did sting the ball a little bit in his last at-bat. So we'll see. Still really early, but it'd be really nice if the Mariners could get some production, a little bit more from that bottom of the order to help get the team going. So we'll see. Maybe getting away from home helps the team a little bit. Good time to have a day off, I think, today. Kind of clear the heads a little bit and get back going. Like I said, I'm certainly not worried. 7 games in, the Mariners were going to have 2 and 5 stretches. Stinks that it happens in the first week of the season, especially after last year. The team started slow. Actually, it started out really well, and then they went slow, and then it got slower. before they turned it around. You'd like to see them come out of the gate and not have to make up games in terms of standings, but it is what it is. So we'll see. Hopefully, a little revenge from last week. The Mariners can get something going. It'd be great to see them win their first series of the year, take 2 out of 3 here. I think they've got a shot. I think they got a good chance tomorrow with Logan Gilbert on the mound. I think Marco is always a little bit of a question mark, but if he can give you that 6-inning, 3 earned run type start, you feel like you're in the game, then hopefully you get a nice bounce back from George Kirby on Sunday and maybe get a W there. So I definitely think there's a chance for the Mariners to get 2 out of 3 here, and then keep Jose Ramirez in the park. Try to keep Kwan off base and whatnot, and Naylor and those guys, and hopefully the pitching staff's up to the task here. And then after Cleveland, the Mariners are off to Chicago for 3. Wrigley Field. I love the new schedule. I love that I get to watch games in Wrigley Field. That's not personally going, but we don't see the Mariners playing Wrigley Field a lot. Don't see them play Pittsburgh a lot or Colorado, teams like that. So especially on the road, it's really cool to kind of see some new ballparks. Not that Wrigley Field's a new ballpark by any means, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about, as opposed to the same games in Oakland, Anaheim, Houston, Texas that we see every single year. So it'll be nice to see some new ballparks. Looking forward to that series. Looking forward to this series as well. 2 teams that I view as playoff teams. So hopefully it should be a pretty good series. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Mariners fans, Guardians fans, join the conversation. And I will see you guys likely tomorrow for the post-game video. Take care. Go M's. Peace.